Okay, so I guess you could say that I'm prepared. I guess I'm gonna prepare to grow old because I'm growing old. Look, I'm going bald. Going bald. I'm gonna already gonna be hitting 40, and I turned 39 this year, and uh, one more year and I'll be 40. 40 to 50. That's my next goal. I seriously count the days till I die because I've never enjoyed life. And so, anyways, I want to talk about my health. Uh, I've been eating two soups and one pancake, but sometimes I don't eat the pancake. And I've been eating two soups, sometimes three, on the weekends, four soups. But that's all I've been eating. Two soups a day, more or less. Nothing more than what I'm just saying. And I think it's very interesting to know that my body is surviving, you know, with two soups a day, you know. I said in my other video that, that I used to get hungry. I used to get hungry and I used to, how would you say, eat a lot. I used to eat a lot and my body started getting fat, you know, and I realized that my body was full of blood, that the food contained some type of chipotle type of chemical, and that my body isn't uh, like I don't have fat in my arm, I have blood, and it's hot, and I could feel it. My hands, they feel a little bit fresh, but my arm, it feels extremely hot. And and it didn't used to feel like that. I guess this is the hottest my arm, this part of my arm has ever felt. I'm not sick, supposedly. I'm not sick. And but it feels like hot beyond hot, like a dog. The only part of my body that feels fresh are my feet and my hands. Curiously, I've never felt my arm this hot before, and so I quit eating because I was getting fatter. I'm getting fat again. You know, I quit eating because I was getting fat, and I was only having dinner. First, I stopped having breakfast, and then I would just only have lunch and dinner. And this happened within the last couple of years, within the last 2 years. Everything before that, I would eat normally. I would cook dinner. I would eat breakfast. I would, you know, I was sometimes most of the time I would skip breakfast because that's the way I would do it. But sometimes I would eat breakfast, and then the last 2 years it's been hectic, and so I've quit eating breakfast, and then I quit eating lunch, and I would just have a snack in lunch, and then I quit having that snack in lunch, and then I would only have like a dinner, like a big dinner, right? And then that dinner turned small, and then and I would have a dinner and a dessert, and then you know I went to having no dinner and just having two soups. and a pancake. Like I just said, that's what's been happening. And it went from that, and I used to cook and I used to take time, and now that I make soups, I don't have no time whatsoever. Like the time, if I calculate the time that has vanished, it's an immense amount of time of things that I used to do. I used to do this and I used to do that and I used to do this and I used to do that. And everything, like, how would you say it, is all very much irrelevant. I mean, the time, if you're to take into consideration actions versus time, you know, and so you're to say, so what's really happening? What's happening is that I'm getting fat again with two soups, eating two soups a day. And so I think I'm gonna have to quit eating two soups a day. I think I'm gonna go to one soup a day because this is a problem. I feel like my face, it feels skinny for some reason. Like this is what's happening is very 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 weird because I've never felt it in my life before. And my face, I feel skinny. I feel like if I'm, how would you say it? If I'm, how would you say it? Eating very little, right? Which I am. I'm eating two soups a day. I feel skinny. I feel malnourished. I feel like if I'm, you know, hungry. And all this part right here, just this area, just this area, it feels weak beyond weak. You know, just this area feels weak beyond weak. And it's very interesting because, like I said, what I feel right now, I've never felt in my life. I've never felt something so weird, so awkward, where like my body feels weak, I feel skinny, I feel weak, and then I feel extremely fat and hot. And it's the same thing with my legs. Like my legs are normally skinny, they appear skinny, but look at all this. And all this extra is not fat. It's blood, is what I think. A whole bunch of it. And it's hot. And it's weird because I used to be extremely skinny at one point. I used to have very skinny legs. And I haven't got my skinny legs in a while. And I just think that how I feel so weak here and skinny here, but yet I'm all fat. You know, I'm all fat from here and hot. I always say warm, not to exaggerate, really warm. Like if I've had a fever or something and I don't have it, and like I said, when I first my stomach started to growl for the first time in numerous years, because when I became a vegetarian, how would you say it? My stomach would growl, like I would get hungry, but I wouldn't eat. I would fast a lot, and then I became a vegetarian, and my stomach is stopped growling. Like I wouldn't growl, my stomach wouldn't growl for years, and so right now, this past couple of years, when I mean, well, not even past couple of years, this, how would you say, about 3 or 4 months ago, my stomach started to growl, like like it has never done in my entire life, right? And so I started to eat a lot, and it was weird to me because my stomach hadn't growled at all for years, for years. But but what do you call it? So if it started to growl, and in a way it has never happened in my life, like I said, and so I started to eat, right,